Today on the minimum equipment list, we're doing an update on how to film your flying. Welcome back, everybody. I am Jesse. This is Skyrider Limited. Today on the minimum equipment list, we're doing an update to one of our first episodes. We're going to talk a little bit about how to film your flying and how I film my flying. I've seen a lot of questions about it lately on various, Facebook groups, particularly with a new round of virtual freestyle coming up. So I thought I would give some additional detail on how I film and ways you can get started. So, yeah, we'll dive right into that. So the most basic way to get started filming is obviously on a cell phone camera. Almost all of us have a pretty good camera in our pocket these days. I use a iPhone here, but pretty much everything has at least something of a decent camera. Problem with the phone is you do need a phone mount of some kind, whether it's a magnetic mount or clamp mount. I found this little one rolling around in one of my bags here. You know, and some kind of at least a small tripod or something to prop it up. Works fine. There are limitations to that. You could also try and drag a friend out and have them film for you. Um, Again, works fine, but without much stabilization, it can be kind of a choppy way to film. Um, the good news is most phone cameras these days have phenomenal quality. It's not the same as a DSLR sensor or something like that, but you're going to get a good quality video with good color, something that will share well on lots of platforms. The next sort of tier of camera, which I can't show you right now because I'm talking to it, would be an action camera. I am still using a GoPro Hero 10. I think they're on to the 13 now, with some really cool features on the newest camera there for sure. But there's lots of them out there, from DJI, from Insta360 does make some non 360 cameras. So those are also good options. They have a similar limitation to the cell phone camera, which is fixed field of view. You're going to put that on tripod with some kind of mount, and basically you have to be cognizant of where the camera can see. So, an action camera has a fairly broad field of view, but it's still limited in that it doesn't see all the way around it. So if you back up and suddenly you're behind the camera or above the camera or to the side, and beyond the camera's field of view, you're going to miss the cool thing you did. It works. I find that it works best. So all of this, I find that it works best for the best quality video. Most of the time when I'm filming, I am on 75-ish foot, 80-ish foot, I guess I should say, because they're 25-meter lines or less, and frequently I'm on 20 meters or less. 15 to 20 is, it's cramped quarters for some of the larger kites, but it's a good line length for filming. I also find that for stuff like virtual freestyle, somewhere between halfway and 3/4 of the way up the line is going to give you the least movement required in your filming, but it does present an obstacle you have to dodge from time to time, and Lord knows my cameras have taken a beating from stuff like that. We're going to put a little pause edit here so I can go grab some more cameras to show you. Okay, so the last time we did this video, this was my workhorse. This is a GoPro Max. They just brought out an update to this camera. I think it can now do 4K video post-production. So what's nice about the 360 cameras is because you have a lens on both sides of this camera here, it is filming 360 degrees around. It stitches the camera itself out, so there is an optical glitch when you transition between the two sides of the video, but it's a 360 degree view. What's great about that is I can then take that video on the cell phone app, and you can see I'm using it as a sort of remote right now, but that's GoPro Quick. And I can create follow video without having to have someone filming follow. Really useful tool for doing kite video because the kite is always in frame. The downside with the GoPro had been that the output size, because it was shooting 5.3K 360 video. So the output size for resolution was only 1080, which is good quality, but it's not Ultra HD 4K, which so much of the world is capable of viewing. So initially, I started using some software to upscale that video from 1080 to 4K because that's an available tool now. But the thing is, the models for that are not perfect, and you got some weird visual glitches every now and again. I would either have to go and re-render stuff or edit around it, or sometimes I actually like the visual glitch and I left it in. And if you can find and tell me what video those are in, that'd be really impressive. So again, I think the new version of this camera now outputs 4K, not 1080. But at the time, which again, I got these in November of last year, I upgraded. So this is what I'm filming on now. This is an Insta360 X4. I got them around the Black Friday deals last year. They just came out with an X5 because of course they did. To be honest, I'm not in a rush to upgrade. I don't see any advantage for me in upgrading. The Insta360 brought a bunch of cool tools. First of all, this has some great lens protectors, which is nice when you beat the heck out of your cameras. This thing has taken a number of falls, and these lens protectors are reasonably inexpensive, reasonably durable, and easy to replace. And so, no brainer. I also like that it natively had a tripod mount on this. You can see on the bottom of the GoPro, I actually changed the earlobe mounts on the bottom of the GoPro are actually removable. You can unthread them, unscrew a screw and take them off. And I got a set that have that tripod mount in the middle, which is nice because then I didn't need the adapter and the GoPro and the side screw. But this guy has it natively. Big battery, great battery life. I still carry 3 batteries for each of my cameras, but I rarely need to change more than 1 battery in a session, which is great. And again, 8K video, 360 video here. So the native output is at 4K, which makes a huge difference in the finished quality of video that I get to share with all of you. Now let's talk about some accessories that I use. So the two that I find to be essential, so you get the GoPro one here and the Insta360 one here, are remotes. Most of these cameras can do voice commands, and I do find the voice commands can be useful. But if you're at a festival or an event and there's a lot of noise, there's a sound system going, the remote makes it super easy, and I can just toss this on my pocket or wear it on my wrist or hang it from a belt loop and just start and stop that video from right here, and also see where I'm at on battery life and memory card capacity. So those are great. I really like the remote. They do have a range limit. So again, 20-meter lines, or about 65 feet, is a good length because I can get the remote even if the kite is in front of the camera. Anything a whole lot longer than, say, 75 feet, and you're gonna disconnect and reconnect a bit. But still a great option. You can also use, again, the phone apps as a remote. One of the other great tools on the Insta360, by the way, is their app. While their cloud-based storage stuff isn't as good as GoPro, their app has the ability to do smart auto tracking of objects. So I can select the kite in the 360 video, and it will do the follow automatically, which is a really, really sort of cool soft AI tool that I appreciate immensely. It saves me so much time in editing. You wouldn't believe like how much that has sped up the process. Last accessory um, is a gimbal. This is definitely for if I'm flying with other people more. I don't use it a ton for the channel, but if you go back and watch videos like when we were in the Painted Desert and John McCracken was flying, all the moving shots where the camera is moving around the kite on that one. Those were me hand filming on this gimbal. Um, this is actually a newer version of the gimbal from the one I had then. I forget the exact model of this guy. I found it on Amazon. It was like $100-ish. But what's nice about this one is it accommodates the GoPro in its media mod, which allows me to have my microphone on. So if I'm gonna hand film like an interview, this guy. Also, nice thing about this guy is it does have a GoPro a tripod mount on the bottom of that as well, so I can mount that and use it to do like smooth follow effect. Because let me see if I can turn this. If I can remember how to turn this guy on. Uh, so you can see it kind of moves here. I've got a little thumb switch on the back here that I'm steering, and we get nice fluid motion. So it's nice to use that even on the tripod occasionally. But again, not a tool I use a ton. Um, that's that's how I film my flying. That's sort of an overview of the types of tools you could film your flying on. You can see I was pretty brand loyal to GoPro for a long while, but at this point, go where the tools are is sort of my mantra. So I switched over to Insta360 because I just couldn't wait for GoPro to bring out a better version of the Max. Um, I would love to go back to GoPro because I like their cloud-based storage system. I find it really convenient. But the Insta360 is the better camera right now, so that's where I live. Um, if you have any questions about any of this, any of these tools, editing software stuff, I can definitely do another video. I use on the computer side, I use DaVinci Resolve. I really like it because it's a full suite editing package. You know, it's a Hollywood level editing software, but it's single purchase. It's not a subscription like the Adobe stuff. There are one or two tools that the Adobe stuff has that would be really cool to have. The irony of having your camera shut off in the middle of a video about a camera. So like I was saying, the Adobe tools with things like generative fill would be nice tools to have. It would be really cool to be able to adjust things in the background I don't want to see in the video. You know, definitely more of an art concern. But the DaVinci stuff is crazy powerful, and I have really just scratched the surface. Yesterday, I taught myself to do moving background replacements because I could. So, like I said, if you have any other questions or maybe want to see the editing side, I can figure out how to do a video about that. But until then, as always, thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, sharing, and following. I hope this video helped you. I hope this video helps you get into filming your flying. I would love there to be, 50 more channels like me out there by this time next year. But until then, we will see you out there, Skyrider.